So we went from a psycho doll to a psycho woman. What a drastic jump from one film to another. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis Podcast. I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And today we are going over another episode of our Halloween Spectacular. Today we're going to be talking about the movies M3GAN and the movie Misery.
Both with two N's.
That's actually funny. Both with two M's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to start off with M3GAN. So this film came out in 2022.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you explain what M3GAN is about?
Oh god, that old?
It's not that old.
Oh god. Okay.
Do you want me to talk about it, or you want to talk about it?
You talk about it.
Alright, so for those who don't know, basically M3GAN is about a woman named Gemma, who basically created a robot called M3GAN, which stands for Marvel of Artificial Intelligence. So basically, she ends up creating a robot prototype for her 8-year-old niece who lost her mom and her dad in a really bad car accident. She ends up taking her niece, who is 8 years old, and is basically now her caregiver. She's not really that excited about it, but she still made a promise to her sister that she would take care of her niece. Mm-hmm. So because of that, she ends up making a robot to basically be her parent, in a sense. And it's about how M3GAN basically gains a life of her own and wants to basically be the only caregiver for her niece. Mm-hmm. So ever since I saw the trailer for this movie,
you were like, I want to go see the dancing robot.
I've been wanting to see this movie since it fucking came out. But every time I mention, Jay's like, I don't really want to go see it. So finally, I got him to agree to watch this with me, because this is a movie I've been wanting to see for a while.
Why? I don't know.
It's a horror sci-fi film, and I think it's interesting. Like, I thought it was a really good movie. Just the premise in and of itself was just interesting enough and drew me into it. And I also liked the idea of, what if AI basically got smarter and smarter to the point where it basically becomes the parent that you've been wanting them to be, and that you can't live up to, apparently.
That's called AI.
I know. But what if it was for parental stuff?
There was a film that Steven Spielberg made called AI.
Anyway, I still thought this was really good, pretty much. Like, the premise in and of itself is what drew me in, and honestly, just, I wanted to see what they could do with this, because this honestly was a really good premise, and I liked the entire film, to be honest with you. Just the idea of this girl becoming friends with the robot, and the robot basically, like, taking revenge on her caregiver and trying to basically take over with technology was honestly very interesting and inspiring. Mm-hmm. I honestly liked this movie. I don't care what anyone fucking says. This movie's genius, and I really want them to make a sequel.
Oh my god.
But anyway, what did you think of M3GAN?
I feel like you're the only one saying that.
But it's got good ratings. It's got like a 6.3. Like, for like IMDb. So people obviously like it. You know what I mean?
Where are you getting that from?
Literally Google. It literally says IMDb rating 6.3 out of 10.
IMDb.
That's what it says.
You're gonna be a lot more nicer to it than me. I did not find it enjoyable.
You hated the movie?
I did not find it enjoyable or entertaining. This is the type of Blumhouse schlock that I just don't like seeing. And I don't understand. Maybe because I'm just not a big sci-fi person. But I just do not care. I like what the whole meme of it was. Yeah, sure, for like a day. that was funny, but like, I don't understand. Like, from movies that, like, fade into obscurity, of these, like, schlocky horror movies that have this one-time gimmick. This is why I rarely like those movies at all. That's the only thing that they got. And I can't get, I don't want to get behind that if, like, I don't like anything else about it. So, I just kind of found it tedious and boring. And it was also PG-13, so they couldn't actually show anything. Like,
I get that.
Like, come on. Like, if you want to be, like, here, if you want to not show anything, be psychological. But don't tease. Don't tease. So it's something that could actually be cool. I don't know. Like,
you do realize some things don't have to be rated R, right?
I know some things don't have to be gory or rated R, but it does not have a personality outside of it's a doll. It's a electronic version of Chucky. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, it's artificial.
Well, don't forget they make other dolls, like Annabelle's a doll,
yeah,
Chucky's
Annabelle's
a doll.
Yes, Annabelle's a doll, Chucky's a doll. One, I don't know if Annabelle was even good. I don't think Annabelle got getting rave reviews or anything like that.
Well, I don't know. I never saw it.
I never saw it either, okay? It's just like, Blumhouse, to me, it's just like, sometimes if they're under, like, another belt, another creative director that has probably worked on better films, they can do good stuff. Most of the time, they just produce schlocky, like, teenage garbage.
Okay, well, here's the director that did M3GAN, Gerald Johnstone. He's working on the second M3GAN movie, which, yes, it's a thing. Mm-hmm. It's another movie. Okay. It literally says it right there.
Okay, and I'm seeing, like, he's also worked on other stuff that I have never heard of.
Can I see? Well, can I see?
Here, what the... screenwriter, and he's New Zealand screenwriter and director, and
he's done Housebound, Nothing Special.
Yeah, Nothing Special, like this movie.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah, Nothing Special, like this movie. It could be a funny, like, it's not my funny, let's drink and watch this horrible piece of shit. Like, it's not even that bad. It's just it was boring. It has no identity to me. I did not find anything about it to be
also, for the record, you did see blood. You basically saw it near the end of the movie.
Yeah, sure. I saw blood at the end of the movie, but, like, yeah, for me, that's not a reaching the gore caliber or anything like that. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not really much of a fan of sci-fi. Sci-fi has to try really hard for me to get into it.
And I get that.
And also, I'm just not a fan of PG-13 horror. I
can understand
like, the only one I really liked was, I think, Poltergeist, but Poltergeist had, like,
actual shit going on with it.
Shit going on with it. And it had characters I liked and stuff. So
and I can understand that you weren't going to be into this movie, but I've been wanting to see this for a while, and even if you don't like it, I still think it's good. I think it's got potential. I do think...
It is another one of these modern schlock. It is a modern schlock. That's what I'm going to call movies that just bore the shit out of me. Modern schlock. And I'll call old movies that bore the shit out of me old schlock. Because
oh my goodness.
No offense to you. Just sometimes you pick out stuff that is just like one note and that's all it is. And I'm just like... I'm not getting with this.
I get it. I'm just trying to, like, try some movies that I think have interesting premises. And if you don't like it, I get it. Like, I did not care if this was fucking corny as shit. I still thought it was good. Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting. I liked that they were actually trying to bridge the connection between, like, human life and AI. I thought that was kind of interesting. Also, I liked the relationship that the niece and M3GAN kind of had. I thought it was very wholesome and stuff. Like, before she became, like, the psycho killer, mm-hmm. she was basically just trying to do what Gemma programmed, like, just protecting her. And I just feel like maybe it was a little bit...
I wish I could get behind that, too, but it was just not acted. It was not acting great.
Well, don't forget, it's a fucking robot.
No, I'm talking about the humans.
Oh,
like they were making such dumbass decisions. I'm like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? If I have to question it when literally nothing else is pulling me in, that's when you fail me.
And I can understand that.
That's when you fail me. That's when you fail me as an audience member to get me into your fucking movie. Your stupid fucking robot movie. God. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it unless you do, because I am like...
So, here's my question. Because I don't care if it has a fake trailer or not. They're probably still actually working on it because it says it's supposed to come out.
Will I go see M3GAN 2? No.
I want to go see M3GAN 2. Because supposedly they're making a second one. It says it's confirmed. I've seen trailers for it. I don't know if they're real trailers or not. I'm going to have to look it up. But supposedly they are making a sequel coming out next year. So I am curious to see what they're going to do with it. Because honestly, I think it'd be kind of nice to see a continuation from this. Because I feel like this is one of those things to where they could continue it. You know?
I don't know. It could be. And they'll drive it into the ground asking why the fuck did we need a first one in the first place.
Well, sometimes some shit gets better as the sequels goes on. It kind of just depends on the series. Like VHS, when we did it, like a video ago, it got better.
But it has a niche. That has a way of, like, exploring stuff.
They could go into stuff. You gotta, like, give it a chance. Like, you gotta, like, understand that, like, sometimes some sequels turn out good. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the first movie's good. But it's one of those things to where I'm curious to see what they would do after this. Even if it's just a one-off film, I would like to see this series be expanded upon a little bit. Like, I don't feel like M3GAN actually fucking died. I feel like she's... like, there has to be a way for her to come back. Because even though they destroyed her physical body, she basically had her shit uploaded to the cloud. Mm-hmm. So there's gotta be a way for them to basically, like, fix it. Like, get, like, new stuff added to it. So I can see that, like, happening, you know what I mean? Like, especially because basically they were working on making more of them. So I feel like that could work for a sequel.
Well, why would I want to see that? Why would I personally want to see something that's like...
Well, I'm still going to see it.
What's that show called? I forgot what it's called.
I don't know. What show are you even talking about?
This show, the sci-fi show. Everybody's like goes to watch that one. Like, it's kind of like it's like a dystopian thing. It's called
Star Trek.
No, the one that's like dystopian stuff, like don't trust technology too much or you'll die or something.
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was one of those shows. Yeah, it's like, why do I want to watch like a bad episode of that? And even then, it's like, do I want to watch more of stuff like that?
Well, here's the thing, and I always tell you this: you gotta like watch stuff before you judge it. I will
watch stuff, and I will say if it sucks after I watch it.
And that's good. I like that you can at least admit when stuff sucks.
Okay.
Which I think is a good thing. But anyway, I don't really have much else to say about it. I feel like it's pretty solid, and I kind of would like to see what they do for like a sequel. I think it'd be interesting. I think we get an interesting sequel out of it. Who knows? Maybe it might be better than the first one. You never know.
Hi, the kitty. The kitty is gonna make me feel better. Yay! You see, she already is making me feel better.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I would give this movie... I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty solid. I don't really have any complaints with it.
I found it boring, and therefore I can't talk about it because it's boring. So I give it like a 3 out of 10.
You give it a 3?
Yeah.
Are you really going to be that harsh on it?
Yeah, I dislike it. I don't hate it, but yeah, I'm never going to see it again, so.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I shall make you watch the sequel when it comes out. And you're like, why?
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I love you, and sometimes you gotta watch stuff you don't like.
No, That's why I try to pick good shit.
I pick good shit too.
I know you do, but like sometimes you just pick shit to pick shit.
Let me live.
No.
Let me live.
No.
All right. So next up, we're gonna talk about Misery.
Misery.
This is a movie that came out in 1990, and it's basically a Stephen King property.
It didn't make me so miserable.
Shush. Do you want to talk about this one, since you have obviously more to say about this one?
Yes.
So, why don't you explain to the audience what Misery is about?
It's about an author who gets into a car crash in the snowy mountains, and his biggest stalker finds him and forces him to write a book while his legs are broken and he can't go anywhere. Some actual good food.
I swear to you.
Some actual good stuff, to see, But,
my goodness.
Yeah.
Also, I found out he died in 2022, so that's kind of sad.
The main actor.
Yeah, and
Is Kathy Bates still alive?
Yes, she's 76.
Oh damn.
She's still kicking.
She's still kicking.
Well, she is.
But who's? So what did you think of it? Because I knew a little bit about it.
I thought it was interesting, and I also found out the guy that played the cop Buster died in 2000, so that's kind of sad.
It's okay. It came out in 1990, so of course, I knew that the old couple weren't gonna.
I know.
Be still around, but
still,
they gave good performance. I think everyone here gave a solid performance. But what did you think of?
I liked this movie. Like I don't think it's my favorite Stephen King movie you've showed me.
What is your favorite?
I don't know yet.
It's not Cujo.
No, it was not Cujo. That made me so fucking sad.
Is it?
Well, I don't think that's my favorite one either. Like, how many Stephen King ones have you shown me?
I think I've seen.
You showed me it. You showed me Pet Sematary, the OG one. I eventually would like to see the remake and compare them.
Fuck.
You've showed me Maximum Overdrive.
Yes.
That was so awful.
Shut up.
What else have you shown me? I have to think, because you showed me a decent amount.
Actually, I think that's it. And then
really?
This. What else did I show?
I think out of all the ones you've showed me, honestly, I think Pet Sematary was the best one that I can think of off the top of my head. Cujo was alright.
I think this is better than Pet Sematary.
You like this better than Pet Sematary?
Mm-hmm. But I like It Chapter 1 a whole hell of a lot more.
Yeah, definitely It Chapter 1 was, pretty good. Second one was kind of meh.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of count them as the same thing because it's two-parter. I don't know why they fucking have to make movies two-parters. Sometimes I feel like they just do it as a cash grab.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate that. Anyway, this movie was alright. It wasn't a bad movie. I did think it was interesting. I wanted this woman to fucking stop being so crazy. I did not like her.
She gave a good performance.
Kathy Bates gave a phenomenal performance. I hated the character she played though. This character was such a bitch. And this guy was so nice to her though. He didn't even do anything. She was just literally making him rewrite a new book to basically say, "Oh, Misery lives." It's basically fan fiction author. It's basically fan fiction writing,
mm-hmm.
but from the 90s. So basically, this is what fan fiction writing from the 90s would look like. That's what this is.
Held hostage.
Except a little bit more severe case of it, but I feel like this is something that we can interpret to fandom in itself. Yeah. This is a fandom story. Stephen King did a fandom story.
He did
before the fandom story thing was a thing.
But with his self-insert?
This is okay. Actually, self-insert fan fiction work before it was a thing. That's kind of what this reminded me of.
I guess.
That's kind of what this was, if you think about it. Literally, think about it. This is literally fan fiction shit mixed with self-insert shit.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say this was based off of? Was this based off anything, or did he just write it for fun?
I don't know.
Like, I'm actually curious about why he wrote this.
A lot of his works are, like...
I'm genuinely curious what his thought process was for this one, because some of the shit you can kind of get, but at the same time, I'm like, bruh, what is with this
places
woman?
that people shouldn't go to. I don't know.
One of these days, we should do a ranking list of all the Stephen King stuff we've watched. Honestly, I think that'd be a good idea for a tier list.
He also hates religion. That's also another thing that...
Well, I can kind of tell from the shit that happens.
He always makes the villains of his, like, creations, like, always obsessed with the Bible and stuff, so... That's fun.
I can understand that aspect, but at the same time, like... This showed a way worse side of it. Like, she took shit way too fucking literal. Like, bruh. Oh my gosh. Like, this was just honestly a crazy fucking movie. I didn't think it was bad. I liked it. But this lady gave me a fucking headache, man.
She gave you a headache.
And the fact that she blew up the cop. She blew up
Buster.
She blew up Buster. That was the part that made me sad. As soon, like, I was pissed off at her.
I felt sad, too.
That was the one thing that made me realize, oh, I hate this bitch. This confirmed my theory. I hate this bitch.
I hate her. She needs to
go down. Literally, like, when we were watching this movie, I literally pointed out to Jay when the penguin fell over. So she had, like, when he was going through the rooms, and there was, like, a table with all a bunch of, like, ceramic animals. The penguin was turned to where the beak was facing outward, like, past the table. He put it backwards to where it was facing the table. And you said, oh, she's not gonna fucking notice. She fucking noticed. I called it. Like, if you're gonna...
Oh, I knew she was gonna notice.
Like, here's one of those things. If you're gonna fuck something up and
Mari, I know
put
she's
stuff
gonna
back,
notice because
you have
the
to
camera...
put it back the way you found it.
Mari, I know she was gonna notice because the camera lingered on it.
That too. I will say this, though. The camera shots in this were interesting. The zoom in on her face when you first find out she's fucking crazy.
But it also was late 80s camera work.
Even though it basically
funny.
took place in the 90s. It was literally made in 1990. So
Came out in 1990.
Yeah.
When you film a movie, it takes like
a
while to film it.
Fair point. But still, you know what I mean. Still, this was an interesting concept, though. Like, what did you think of this movie? Like, what did you think of it?
Oh, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was just, it was a good, decent movie. I think the performances in it are very, very solid. I thought it was going to creep me out a lot more than it did.
It was more psychological, like, stalker vibes.
It was, but I've seen a whole lot worse, so...
I know, but the thing that bothered me the most about it, I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was literally going to kill him and feed him to her pig. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That would have been a story.
I thought that was gonna be, like, the way it was gonna go, but the best character in the whole fucking thing was her fucking pig! That was the best character in this fucking movie, and they were barely even in it. They literally have the pig as part of the cast list.
Yeah.
That's how good of a character they were. And I'm sad they were barely in it.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you name your pig fucking Misery? Why would you name your pig that?
After the character.
I still can't believe this person named their character Misery. I'm like, why? Why? What was your thought process, bro? Mm-hmm. Like, anyway, this made me question this lady's sanity a whole heck a lot, and this guy's sanity for putting up with it, even though he literally didn't even do anything wrong. He was just held hostage. I genuinely felt bad for this man.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that she literally broke his fucking ankles, that pissed me off. That legit pissed me off. Like, the parts in this that pissed me off the most was the fact that she figured out that he was moving around the house. The second part, when she came up and put the needle in him, that fucking scared the shit out of me. And the fact that she broke his ankles. That just... What? Oh my gosh. I'm still sad Buster died. That also made me disappointed. Why did you have to kill off the old man?
Why did you have to kill off Buster?
He was a good man. And he figured it out. He figured the whole thing out. I also found it funny, like... I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck he escaped. Like, with the way he was. Do you think he just crawled all the way to the street and someone picked him up?
No, I just think that the police got there the next morning.
You think the police got there the next morning?
Yeah.
After everything?
Yeah.
Good lord. This was crazy, though. I'm like, bro. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else to say about it, or?
Oh, I just thought it was a decent movie. I think there's better King films out there. Maybe?
I will say this, though. One of these days, we are seriously going to have to do a Stephen King tier list with all the movies we've watched from him. Like, come on. Wouldn't that be cool? Doing, like, a Stephen King list? I think that'd be genius. And we'd just be, like, you know, rating every single one we've seen. Mm-hmm. And that would definitely be a fun one to do. We're so doing that. I think once we watch 10 movies, I think we should. Wait, how many Stephen King movies are there?
I don't know.
I'm actually going to look that up.
I don't know.
I'm curious.
He only directed one, so...
Well, I know that.
How many Stephen King movies are there?
At least 88.
Oh, great. I can't wait.
There's It, Chapters 1 and 2, The Shining, The Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah,
Pet
they're not
Sematary,
all horror movies.
The Mist, Stand By Me. Well, there's Misery. Well, just give me, like, the list of the movies he's made.
There's a shit ton of movies. That's what you are talking about.
Yeah. Basically, there's almost 100 fucking movies. How many books did you fucking write, bro?
A lot. He wrote, like... What was it? I think there was a number... I think it was close to 600.
600?
Yeah.
How old is this man?
He's like in his late 70s, 80s.
You telling me that this man, who is almost 100 years old, has wrote over 600 fucking books?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What does this man do for a living?
He apparently just goes on benders and writes books.
That's gotta be a fun fucking job to do.
Look up his, like, actual biography.
We need to watch his biography because the way he's writing this many fucking books, honestly, we need to fucking watch that because I want to know his thought process and why the fuck he's written so many books. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
But I think it's decent. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Yep.
I thought it was alright. It's not a bad movie. It's not one of my favorites that I've watched from him. It is interesting to say the least. I would probably give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's decent. I still think Pet Sematary, at least out of the ones we've seen, that has to be the best one, I think, so far. But I don't know. One of these days, we're definitely going to have to, do a Stephen King tier list. Because honestly, I think that'd be a fun tier list to do. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Would you want to do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, one of these days. I think we need to watch, like, a good chunk of movies before we do. Like, how many would you want to watch before we, like, do that? Because I think we should at least watch like between...
20.
At least 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if we did a tier list like that, we would have to divide it up between, like, the normal tier list stuff, like S to F. Mm-hmm. But we would also have to put, like, ones we haven't seen at the time. And then eventually, like, as more come out, we would definitely, like, have to, update the list. But I could see us doing something like that.
Yeah.
Let us know if you guys want that, because I will honestly fucking do that. What about you?
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's basically the end of the podcast. We got 4 more movies we're going to be watching, and then that's basically going to be the end of the Halloween Spectacular this year. Unless we decide to do any more, which is going to depend on our schedules, right? But so far, we at least planned, 4 more movies. We just don't know how many we're going to do after that. We'll see. We'll let you guys know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out. Bye, guys.
Bye.